I've been talking with musicians and also some friends who are getting started in business. And in this particular video, I want to cover how you cannot skip over any steps. Stay tuned. What's going on? This is Quamon coming to you, and I just wanted to capture a video on not skipping over steps. Okay, so I've been talking to different musicians and even some friends who want to get into business, and I just wanted to give some perspective on this, because a lot of times when we get these ideas, it can be a great idea, or it can be a good idea, let's say that, and you might want to play at a certain level, or travel, or even record an album. You might want to have a business where you can sell t-shirts. You might want to have your own CDs where you can sell whatever it is. A lot of times you'll think of that idea if you want to start your own lawn care business, or if you want to cut hair, whatever it is that you have, think about it like you see the end of that thing, how you would be operating in that particular profession. But a lot of times we don't consider, or a lot of times we don't even know the steps that it takes to get to that point. And so this is what I want to talk about. So for me, from playing over 25 years, to have 6 CDs released, to have a book released, and playing gigs, being able to travel and do a lot of things that I envisioned when I was at 14 and 15, it took some stages, and it took some specific things that I had to do that were like building blocks. I didn't start out the gate gigging, but I did start practicing, and I did start working on scales. I did start working on arpeggios. I worked with a metronome, and from there I started learning songs. I didn't know the chord changes, but I learned the melodies, and then I started learning the solos, and then I got play-along recordings, and I would play those songs that I learned with the play-along recordings. And then when I got a chance to play with some friends, I would play those songs with friends. And then when I got an opportunity to play out at a restaurant or a club or something like that, I would call those songs that I played. And then I ended up getting some recording equipment, and I started recording myself with the play-along, playing those songs that I learned and trying to play those solos that I transcribed. Eventually, from just doing that, from people, friends, and family hearing me play, I started playing at church. I started being asked to play at other family functions and other functions outside of the family, from church members, and having to play at a banquet and stuff like that. So when I first started, I would play with play-alongs, and then when I would play with other members who played drums and bass and keys, we would get together and practice, work on songs, and then before you know it, we were able to start playing gigs. So there's a process to all of this stuff, and of course you even have to learn, go through the stages where you're not using certain equipment, then you got to invest in equipment. And then over time, from working with my teacher when I was in college, he told me after my first year of college at the school I was at, that it's time for you to record your own CD. And so I went home, asked some friends to do it, and I had some money saved, and we went in the studio and recorded. So now I'm saying all of this, and this is what you need to think about. It took a process for me to get to where I am at this particular time, and during the process, you learn a lot as you go, and you can't rush anything. You can't jump over any steps. And so what happens a lot of times when people come to me, musicians want to take lessons with me, and they get excited. Usually it's the really excited ones that say, yeah, I want to work with you. Yeah, I want to do this. I want to get this together. I want to get that. Just because you pay money to work with somebody and a coach, and they tell you what to do, they still can't do the work for you. I can only point you in the right direction and give you exactly what you need to do. What's the next step? But it's up to you to apply it, so that once you do that, then okay, great, now you're ready for this next thing. And I promise you, I'm going to give you exactly what you need, no matter what the level is. But it's up to you to do it and apply it, so that you can get out of that stage, so we can move on to the next stage. And usually that's what you get from a mentor. And so whether it's business, because I had to go through the process of business. One of the things that I learned in business is, I had a music business. I had a product, CD. I had another product or service to offer as a performer, to perform at events and stuff like that. So now I had to think about what my target audience is. I play jazz. I'm an instrumentalist. I am also a Christian. So there's an audience of people who want exactly what I have to offer. It's people that like jazz. It's people who like gospel instrumentals. It's people that might want me to play at church, at a different church, or come to their church and as a guest. So that target audience is what's fitting for my brand, right? And then, of course, from the standpoint of education, jazz education, it's an audience out there for musicians or people who want to learn how to play like how I play. And so from a business standpoint, this is called my target audience. So I had to think about my target audience, and then as I think about my target audience, I have to create publications or stuff that would engage or keep those people engaged. So first of all, I have to have a list, and in the business world that we operate in now, you gotta have stuff on the internet, because people are Google searching everything. That's one of the first things they do when they want to find a restaurant. They'll look on Google, and then Google will bring up the Yelp reviews or whatever. And so based on those reviews, then you would probably go and check that place out, or you'll look on YouTube, and if you want to buy a certain camera or something, and you'll look and see what reviews people have had to say about that particular thing. So think about it, reverse engineer this thing. So whatever you're doing, before you even start doing your particular business or whatever you do some research, find out what people are doing in your area. What have they published? Look at their channel, look at their website. What do they have on their website? All of those things is what you're going to have to think about when you create your own platform. But first of all, it starts with an audience. So what I was going to say with in terms of an audience, people, you're going to have to go through a process where they don't know you. They're going to have to get to know you. They're going to have to like you, and then they're going to have to trust you. And so it's just like a relationship that you have with anybody else. Before a person can be called a friend, a true friend, not the internet Facebook friend, but before a person can really be called a friend, you got to get to know them, then you become to like them, and then eventually you trust them. And at that point of trust, you would want to share things with them, or you want to go places with them, or you can get more intimate in terms of the relationship based on the trust level, and so it's the same way in business. There's people who are loyal to Apple. There's people who are loyal to Android. There's people who are loyal to Google brand. There's people that don't like Google. It just depends. But for whatever reason, you got certain people who are loyal to that particular brand because they connect with it. They feel it. They like the way their process is. They like their operating system, or they like the culture of that particular organization. And so you got to think about that. What kind of culture do you want to create as the creator or the leader or the owner of your brand? What type of culture are you into? Because once somebody buys something from you, they're going to look forward to something else that you're going to put out next. But in between time, you have to create some engagement, some things that's going to keep those people occupied and on their or tuned in to want to see what you got coming next. Think about a YouTube channel. I don't know if you subscribe to a YouTube channel. The reason why you subscribe to that YouTube channel is because you like the content that they deliver. They deliver good content or good quality content, or you just feel or connect with that particular creator that makes you want to be up to date on whatever they put out. All right, and so that's why you subscribe. And so what I was going to say is an email list. So if you have an email list, those people who are on your email list are the people what in business what we call a warm market. So that means you can send them stuff and they're going to be more inclined to buy because they just like you know. So I mean, there's tons of stores out there, tons of restaurants, tons of places to eat, you know, but it's certain places that certain people go to all the time because that's their thing. They're speaking their language, or they're resonating with their values, their core values and health values or whatever, you know. It's people who are vegan, and it's certain places that they go and they love it. That's all they do. It's people who are like soul food. They'll go to certain places because they know that it's going to be right. So think about that. In any business, you got to have an audience. You got to know what your target audience is, and then you have to be consistent with delivering the content that's going to keep those people engaged. And that doesn't mean you're sending them out stuff promoting what you got to sell all the time. You can be giving tips. You can be giving some insights, some experience in your field. So those people can even fall in love that much more, or get to know or trust you that much more, because you're sharing what you have to do that they don't see in your business, like behind the scenes stuff. And so when you give people these type of things through by way of a blog, by way of audio podcast, or by way of video online, or whatever it is, you know, you're continuing to keep your people engaged, so that when you do put out a product, they'll buy it, you know. And so those are some steps before actually selling a product, you know, or a service. You got to give them some stuff for free, and through the stuff that you give them for free, they're connecting more, or are being able to see that they can identify with you, or you can identify with them because you're sharing some good stuff that they connect with. So these are really important things that you can't jump over. Like if I go back to music and practicing, you can't jump over learning scales. You can't skip over learning the theory of what you're doing. Of course, people have, but you'll get to a point where you can't go any further because you don't have the capacity to, because it's not a part of your knowledge. So you can only go where you know. You can only grow according to what you know. So the more you know, the more you can grow. But go back to the basics. Look at the basic steps that it takes for you to get from point A to B. And then when you get to point B, then look at what you need to do to get to point C. Just like how I spelled everything out from when I first started learning scales, arpeggios, practicing with the metronome, learning songs, and then playing those songs with friends. And then after that, I was playing at church. You know what I'm saying? So it always will keep growing and expanding. But go back and think about the steps first, and just don't rush yourself and try to skip over it, because you'll feel a lot more better when you've gone through the steps. Because once you've gone through the steps, it's a part of your core, it's a part of your foundation, and nobody can take that away from you. So that's all I wanted to talk about now, and we'll see you on another one. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is the Jazz Webshed channel, but what I'm doing is converting Jazz Webshed to Texas Tenor Music Academy. And that will include lessons like this. It'll include EWE webinar, the website that I have, in addition to performances from myself and my band, and also more music lessons, not only from me, but also my friends. So go over to Texas Tenor Music Academy and subscribe today for your free trial. I'll see you on the inside.